here is Patrick from the Airsoft Gemeinschaft Bodensee. We talk about the new LCK-16. It's a replica of the RPK-16 from the Kalashnikov concern. It's a modernization of the RPK-74 in order to adapt it for modern requirements. It's based on the AK-12 as new standard LMG in the Russian army and police forces. The real RPK-16 shoots 5.45 by 39mm cartridges with a firing rate of 650 rounds per minute and the effective firing range up to 600 meters. The LCK-16 is the short barrel version of the RPK-16 for close range, respectively for police forces. For the real one, there's also a long barrel version available. If you want to know more about the real RPK-16, I've put some interesting links in the description below. And for those who not know, we won the first RPK-16 from LCT at the short film contest in February with our movie Mission Trackdown. My first impression about the LCK-16 when I opened the package was very impressive. The gun is completely made out of steel and polymer parts, and the surface finish of this gun is perfect. Also, there are no loose things or some parts at the gun you might think they cold broken. The steel parts are very well processed. The rear side base and the bolt carrier are made out of cast steel. Front side base with the gas port block and swing swivel are properly CNC machined and feels indestructible. The rest of the metal parts are stamped steel. Only the stock tube, the Picatinny rail on the top cover and the trigger is made out of aluminium. The replica came with a drum mag and some accessories. The surface of the main body is properly painted. The rest of the parts like safety lever, outer barrel, flash hider and front side is burnished. The polymer parts like the handguard and pistol grip feels very strong and made out of high quality polymer. The processing traces are minimal, you also see at the original ones. Handguard and pistol grip has a light structured surface which gives you a good grip. The free-floating handguard has a Picatinny rail on the top and the bottom, which gives you the option to install some weapon parts. Yes, and the AR-15 folding stock is also made out of strong polymer and snaps perfectly in the 4 lock positions. You have also the option to install a quick detach sling swivel, which gives you the opportunity to use a 1-point sling. Next is the butt plate. The butt plate is made out of middle hard rubber, and it's also possible to change the height of the butt plate. You have to push this button. The folding stock button and adapter are made out of cast steel, and in my opinion this is the biggest improvement compared to the older folding stock LCT RPK series, because the adapter is more durable and thicker as the stock parts, and it snaps perfectly in the lock position without any wobbling. The rear side is completely adjustable with an additional windage adjustment, but in my opinion not useful for airsoft because the side hole is too small. The muzzle brake is made out of steel and attached to a 40mm counterclockwise. This gives you the opportunity to attach the most of the airsoft tracers and suppressors you want. The disassembly of the gun wasn't so easy as you might be expect from the older LCT AK series, because you have a lot of scrub screws to open and a complicated technical construction. After you remove the top cover and bolt carrier, you have to detach the handguard and outer barrel with gas chamber. Press out this bolt. Then unlock the scrub screws in front to remove the rear side block. After this, you can unlock the scrub screws on the top to remove the hop-up mount. Now remove the pistol grip to get more space. So it is easier to take out the standard plastic hop-up chamber with inner barrel. Then remove the motor case. So you can take out the gearbox upwards. Inside the gun is the new LCT version 3 gearbox with 9mm steel bearings. Normally the LCK-16 should have the new LCT MOSFET which replaced the switch unit. In my case there was no MOSFET installed, but I think this depends on the first LCK-16 which was built. Tappet blade and nozzle are made out of POM plastic, which has good qualities like excellent wear resistance and sliding properties. The full steel teeth piston is made out of polycarbonate. Piston head and cylinder head are made out of aluminium. Also the cylinder, which is a Type D. The gears are made out of stamping steel and hold up to an M130 spring. The gearbox shell is reinforced and has a perfect smooth surface. Overall, the gearbox seals very well, and if you don't want to go higher than an M130 spring, you don't have to exchange any parts inside the gearbox. I've tested the LCK-16 on Border War 12. It's the biggest Milsim in Europe, and I found some small problems.
Willkommen.
First of all, my drum mag became a male function, but this could be a single case. Next, the gas tube and front side block has some play on the outer barrel. This depends because the outer barrel is only secured by a single bolt. It is not especially bad, but I rate it. Next problem is the front thread, because the front thread is too long. For example, my silencer could not be fixed, so it started to wobble during the game. The precision was good, but I've played with 0.28 dBs, and for this weight the hop-up rubber is too soft. So if you play with a higher weight, I recommend you to change the hop-up rubber. All in all, the LCK-16 did a good job on Border War 12. My conclusion is overall very good. Quality and workmanship of the weapon are great. The shooting results for an out-of-box airsoft weapon are good, but not perfect. If you search for a small light machine gun with the robustness of an AK, you made the right choice with the LCK-16.